curious how to get sales with an online course, or maybe you have an online course that isn't selling, or you just simply want more sales with it? Well, stay tuned because that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Hey there, I'm Molly Kaiser and I'm an online course creator who's done over $7 million in online course sales. And now I help people just like you to turn your passion into your very own profitable online course. If you're excited to learn step by step how to get more sales with your course or how to start making sales with your course, then go ahead and give this video a like. And if you are excited to learn even more about online courses, how to get started, how to grow, how to scale them, then go ahead and hit subscribe because I come out with new videos just like that every Tuesday. Okay, so first let's cover what is an online course in case you're tuning in and you don't know what that is. So it's basically like an online workshop that you record videos of that people can then pay you for that course, and then you get the money and they get a username and password so that they can access all of those videos and take the course on their own time. Okay, now that you know what an online course is, let's talk about different ways to sell your online course. So I'm gonna talk about all the different ways to sell and then what are my favorite ways that I think work the best. So first of all, there is launching, which takes about 30 days to build an audience, paid or organic, and then 30 days to really get momentum going with your sales strategy. This can be really time consuming and very expensive in my opinion, so it's not one of my favorite strategies, but it is a pretty popular one. Another strategy is challenges. So challenges, basically you get a bunch of people who are interested in taking your challenge. You're gonna say, hey, in the next 7, 10, 30 days, whatever, how many days you choose, we're going to accomplish XYZ, and you can enroll by putting your name and email here and then subscribe to enroll in this challenge. Some people do free challenges, some people do paid challenges. Personally, I think it's best to do free just to get people to sign up, really provide them some great value. And then during the last couple of days, you can pitch them into your course. So I like challenges. I do challenges personally, but I think it's something that you shouldn't start with. It actually takes a lot of time to come up with all the challenge content, get your pitch right, make sure you have like a big following, you know, maybe run some ads, things like that. Like it's definitely more of an advanced strategy that I would say you should do once you're already getting consistent sales for additional bouts of income. Another way you can sell your course is with phone sales or Zoom call sales. So I've done this in the past personally when I had a higher priced course, when it's thousands of dollars. This is something that works really well when you do have a higher priced course, but it is something that is honestly, I find just very stressful. So it takes up, you know, all of your day to do these different sales calls. Not everyone's going to buy, of course. And then once you get that going, then you have to hire salespeople and then you have to manage those people. And it sounds really easy to say it like, oh, hire salespeople, manage salespeople. Like it is a lot of work. It is a full-time job and it's just really stressful in my opinion. So it's not one of the methods that I love the most, but it certainly does work. Another method you can use to sell people into your course is messaging people through different social media platforms. This is one of the methods that I think is best to get started. I teach my students in profitable courses to build a following in a Facebook group in a matter of days, just filled with people in that group that are interested and are potential buyers for your program. Then you're gonna post in that group. Obviously, you're gonna lead with value, but you're also gonna make that post that get people to raise their hands and say they're interested. And from there, you're going to message them. So there's no cold messaging, there's no annoying, scammy, MLM-y, blah, 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 right? You're getting people who are interested in raising their hand and saying, hey, I do wanna learn more. And then you're messaging them and starting a conversation, and then you can enroll them into your program. Personally, for me, I think this is the absolute best way to get started. It is minimal effort, it doesn't require any software, and it is absolutely free. You don't need to do any paid advertising to get this method working. Last but not least is webinars. You guys probably know by now that I love webinars. I know that there's people out there that are like, webinars are old, webinars are outdated, webinars don't work anymore. That's cool, those people can believe that stuff, and I'll just be over here making lots of money with webinars. I've been doing webinars since like 2014. They worked then, they work now. And webinars are great. I personally like to call them live lessons because I think over the years, webinars have got a bad rap of being like, oh, just a giant sales pitch. For me, I always am a fan of leading with value. So I like to call mine live lessons because for me, the focus is more on the lesson that I'm teaching during the webinar and also giving value and leading with value, because I know that if I can give people value, help them solve their problem, then they're going to want to work with me naturally. They're going to build that trust factor with me, and just naturally want to join my program, which is much easier than hard selling people into your course, right? Okay, so now that I shared a bunch of different sales strategies for your course, what are the ones that I think are the best? I think it's pretty obvious which ones I think are the best. Private messaging from social media, like a Facebook group, Instagram, wherever you have your following. And then obviously the one that I think is the absolute best is webinars, AKA what I call a live lesson. And what do I think is working best today? Well, I think those methods. Number one, those are the ones that I use. These are the ones that I have used. These are the ones I've perfected over the years. These are the ones that I teach all of my students, and they've had results with them as well. I think it's the easiest to learn, the easiest to get started with, the absolute cheapest to get started with. And I just think that when you have minimal friction to going from starting to sales, what is better than that? You don't want to give yourself this huge, 90-day project to maybe make some sales. No, go out and start making sales now. You want to have minimal friction between getting started and making money now, right? Okay, so let's say you just have your course idea or you have your course and you don't have any sales. What are the first steps to start getting those first sales in your course? Again, for me, this would be private messaging. So again, what I teach my students to do and what I've done is I like to focus on Facebook groups. But what I'm about to say, you can apply this to any social media channel if you already have a following there. If you don't already have a following, then I highly recommend that you start with a Facebook group. If you do already have a following, not only a following, but a following that is potentially a good fit, a good buyer for your course idea, then obviously don't stray from that. If you're like, I already have tons of followers on Instagram, or I already have tons of followers on TikTok, that's cool. Then use this method and apply it to those channels. But again, if you don't already have a following, start with the Facebook group. So I recommend starting with a Facebook group. And what I do is I will grow that group, and I have strategies in my course that'll help you grow it by hundreds of people in just a few days. So that's what I did in April 2020 when I started my most recent course. I had no following for that course, and I started a Facebook group. I grew it to 200 members in a few days, and just from those 200 members, I was able to enroll through my PMing strategy just under $17,000 in enrollments in 30 days. So not only is it easy to get started to build a following of buyers, but you don't need a ton of people. I think we've all been a little bit brainwashed to think that we need to be some like Kylie Jenner influencer to make any kind of money online, and it's just simply not true. It's a numbers game. I know that 6 to 7, maybe 10% of the people in my group are going to buy. So even if I have 200 people, I can get 20 people to buy. If I have 400 people, I can get maybe 40 people to buy. So it's just a numbers game. You don't need to have thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people to get your first course sales. All right, so now that you know different sales methods for your course, and now you know how to get started to make those first sales, you might be thinking, well, how do I make sure that my idea is profitable? What are the actual little nitty-gritty details of how I go about doing this? How do I scale my course once I have those initial sales? I'm gonna cover all of that and more in my free on-demand training. So I'm gonna bring down my camera, pull up my slides, and show you step-by-step how to register for this training, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. Just go to profitablecourses.com/class, and here it's going to take you to a page where you can sign up for the class. The class is called How to Turn Your Passion into an Online Course That's Profitable from Day One. Even if you're unsure what to teach, feel inexperienced, don't have a following, or you're short on time. We're going to be covering my profitable idea framework so you can nail down your course idea or ensure the one that you already have picked out will be profitable and get your students crazy good results. I'm going to be showing you my Post-it Power Hour framework so you can create your course content in 1 hour and get your course up and running ASAP. I'm also going to be sharing with you my profitable following framework and how I use it to grow a following from $0 to $17,000 in course enrollments in 30 days, even during the peak of the pandemic. This is super fun workshop. You're gonna get a ton out of it. As soon as you enroll, you're gonna get a bonus of my Profitable Course Kickstart workbook, and I'm gonna be sending you some additional free training videos so that you can start to get results and help right away. Students have had great results with my teaching, so go ahead, just click any of the pink Yes, I'd Want to Attend buttons. Go ahead and select the date and time that you want. It will ask you to put your time zone, first name, email address, and phone number is optional, and then you can click to register now. I can't wait to see you there.